welcome to today's webinar. This is the daily currency call webinar where Jin shares his analysis and ideas for a specific currency for each day. So today is Monday, it will be the Aussie and New Zealand dollar. Tuesday will be euro, Wednesday pound, Thursday yen and gold, Friday cat and oil. So I see many familiar names here and also some new names. So before we start today's session, do help me answer this poll, just so we know if it's your first time here. Yeah, while you guys are answering the poll, do allow me to share the scope of today's webinar. So this webinar will be very beneficial to both long-term investors and short-term traders. Jin will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risk. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. So just a quick introduction about Jin. He's the founder of LCMS Traders and Forex Briefcase. He teaches students of the LCMS Traders Club on how to trade FX. And for Forex Briefcase, he trades a US $8 million account on a daily basis for his managed account clients. And also he's an international speaker where he speaks in countries like Hong Kong, United Kingdom, US, Australia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, sharing his views about the FX market. So if you want to find out more about him, I will just post some links on the chat. So I'm Jin Wei. I have known Jin for about 3 years now, first as a student and now as a business partner. Jin helped me a lot in trading, especially trading from a fundamental and technical point of view. So this is something you guys might want to look out for when you are watching the analysis. So let me take a look at the poll. Yeah, we have quite a few newcomers here today. So just do me another favor and answer this poll before I pass the time to Jin. So how did you know about us? Yeah, thank you so much for answering the poll. I'll pass the time to Jin now for the currency call.
Good morning, good morning. It is Monday again, a brand new week. Hi, Tim. I was just talking to you on Messenger, so good to see that you jumped on the call as well. So as you are all still clicking away on the poll, just take note, we are also live on Facebook, Forex Trading Asia. So if you get the chance, help me click share on that. If you're on a Zoom call, if you have any questions or anything you want to find out more about, put it in the chat. One of the guys will take note of it and we'll get you an answer either immediately or shortly after. Okay, so any questions, put it in the chat. Today is Monday, so we'll be talking about Aussie dollar and Kiwi, looking at a bit of what could happen into the week as well. I did a bit of a projection on Friday, but let's do a recap about it, what could happen in the week, and then we'll get into it. All right, so I see that most of you are Trader Club members, but let's just do a quick check of the news. All right, so I'm looking at the news today. So for me, when I look at my news, I go into Forex Factory. I use Forex Factory to get all my news information. Today we're looking at it. Not much news happening for the Aussie or the Kiwi. We have the US ISM non-manufacturing PMI numbers coming out tonight at 10. Again, expecting some recovery in terms of the numbers. It was 45, let me see, 45.4, expected to be 50. So expected to get into the slightly expansionary phase of non-manufacturing PMIs. It could be there. It could be, I do think that we might see a little bit of a better number as well. So what's probably going to happen at this point is you might actually see good US data numbers, but you might not see the US strength in the US dollar because of, it's recovering. It's not really building upon, but it's recovering. So you might not see the immediate US dollar strength. And also that threat of that second wave has also put a little bit of a dampener on the economic data coming through. So be a little bit careful. Don't just look at a green number and click buy or click sell for the US dollar or the Aussie against the US dollar, that kind of pairs. So not much news happening today. What I want to pay a bit more attention to is what tomorrow is the first Tuesday. With at 12:30 we have the cash rate, the Aussie cash rate, 0.25%, expected to keep it at that level. Expectation, and I do expect to see it held at 0.25. The rate statement is one thing you're going to pay a bit of attention to. I don't actually think we're going to see much surprise coming through on the rate statement as well, but pay a little bit more attention there. Whether they're going to say anything about more stimulus, the projections of how they see cash rate is going to be, and the overall view of the economy, right? Because what we're seeing now is a little bit of a second wave coming through on the eastern states of Australia. So that might actually put a little bit of a dampener or again onto the rates and onto the projections of the economy in Australia. So I do think that we might see a little bit of activity at 12:30 on Tuesday tomorrow. Again, not much news after that. Wednesday is going to be relatively quiet in terms of news, not in terms of price action, but in terms of news. On Thursday, it's going to be quite smooth. I mean, a lot of items there, but nothing really going to influence the market tremendously. And then on Friday, we have the Canadian numbers coming through, Canadian employment numbers coming through. But we will talk about the Canadian dollar later on Friday. Okay. So actually, I just noticed here, SamTrade FX, they're one of our partner brokers. So if you can click on that link and get your 20% credit bonus, that'd be awesome as well. Okay, so you can see that not much news or not much hard-hitting impact news for this week. You're going to expect to see that the markets are going to move. I do expect them to move in a bit of a more trending fashion, but it's not going to jump like 100 pips, 200 pips for no reason, right? So it's probably going to climb slowly, a little bit at a time. You're going to have to be a lot more patient with your trades. You're going to have to get in. It might not be something that you can put in and forget. You probably have to manage your trades a little bit more because the movements are going to be a little bit more, trending. It's going to move up or move down without that big spikes as much, right? So you want to know when to get out at different levels. Don't be over optimistic in terms of how high it can go or how low it can go, right? Realize your profits, realize any profits you realize, it's securing. Anytime you are holding a trade in the market, you are overexposing yourself or you're exposing yourself to risk. So during these times, I would really like to manage my trades a little bit more closely, get in, take that few pips here and there and get out, right? Not so much on the 4-hourly or the daily kind of trades because you're going to need a lot more patience for those. So with that said, I'll tell you more about the LCMS Traders Club. I do note that most of you are Trader Club members already. Some of you who are not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to Facebook, search LCMS Traders Club, click join. It is massively beneficial to your trading journey. Why I say that, tonight we're gonna have a weekly call. So every Monday night at 9 o'clock, I do a weekly call. Last week, I identified a few trades instantly. Okay, these are not trades which we say it could happen and then it happens 4 weeks later. These are trades that we instantly identified, instantly made 110 pips. People are posting results 1 or 2 hours right after closing off their trades, 110 pips in a night, right? So straight away, those realized profits there. We have a currency correlation charts every week. We post it up with our sessions. Some of you who are on Telegram, joining us from Telegram, you get the signals. I know you enjoy the signals because we are making money on the signals. But before we send out the signals on Telegram, we send out the signals first in the LCMS Traders Club. And not only do we send you signals here, we actually tell you the reasons behind why we're entering the trades, right? The reasons behind. So you not only make money, you learn how to make money as well. You become independent, trading on your own with the signals as a support, you know, and then also we tell you whether to get our take profits level 1, 2, or 3. You're not left to guess. We actually guide you through the whole process. Okay, and then on Wednesdays we have coaching sessions where when it loads, where it tells you, where we have sessions to tell you how to look at trends, support, resistance, Bollinger Bands, different indicators. The last one we did was about using head and shoulder patterns. I think we did the previous one. Before that was Fibonacci. This Wednesday at 8:30, we're going to have another session talking about another chart pattern. I can't remember what it is right now because there's so much information. We have all planned and scheduled, all going to be uploaded, well, done on a Zoom call and then uploaded so you can watch, rewatch, learn, and refine to use it and make money out of your trades. Okay, so search for us, LCMS Traders Club on Facebook. It is $49 a month to join, or $199 a year. $199 a year. If you were on my Monday call, we would have made you money for the whole year already if you traded on even one mini lot, right? So no reason why you shouldn't join, right? If you're serious about trading, click join. Okay. With that said, let's look at the charts. Aussie US dollar on the daily time frame. The last time I spoke about it, I said it was likely to go up, move across, and come down. It didn't. It did half, or did 2/3 of that. It went up, it went across, it didn't come down because of the non-farm payroll numbers. It was quite positive, but we haven't seen, because they were on a long weekend holiday, we haven't seen as much volatility, which I did that whole video for Trader Club members as well in terms of non-farm payroll. So just be looking at it right now with the news coming out tomorrow about rate statements for Australia, rate decision and rate statements for Australia tomorrow. I do anticipate that we could see the Aussie dollar growing from 6957 to possibly test the 7053 level, so possibly going up to test this level here. Looking at it on H4 time frame, you know, if it does close above this level, a very quick trade that you could be looking at, you know, is about a 70 pip upward take profit for a 30 or 40 pip stop loss. You know, today's low, current low at this point at 30-40 pips for a 70 pip take profit. Still a positive risk reward ratio, not the best, but something to trade towards. Whether it's going to happen today or up to early tomorrow, we could see it go test this 0.7053 level, 50 level. At this point, do I think it's going to break higher or lower? I actually do think that it might break this level higher. It might break higher, but it probably will have to test this resistance quite a little bit more before it can continue further. So what might happen is it will break, come back in, it'll try to break, it'll come back in, it might come back down a little bit, and then test this level again before trading higher. The next resistance level you would have, I don't have anything drawn here, but I'll update those lines for Trader Club members coming to prepare you tonight to prepare you for tomorrow's rate decision. So we'll give you the next levels if it does break the 7050 level where you could trade up towards. Okay, so watch out for that tonight. Trader Club members, make sure you turn up. So quite straightforward for the Aussie dollar. You know, 40 pip stop loss, 70 pip take profit, trade up to that resistance of 7050, and then make that decision whether it's going to, look at the news. If it's pretty hawkish, it could break higher. If it breaks above that resistance level, what's the next level to trade towards? If they were dovish, talking about possible recessions or possible downturns in the economy, is it going to turn back downwards to trade lower? That would be more straightforward. If it does turn back down from tomorrow, you could be looking at a 60 pip stop loss for a possible 180 pip take profit. 1 to 3 would be fantastic. So either ways, you have that trade happening, especially as we come towards the key level of 7050. Okay, so I am quite interested in the Aussie dollar at this point. Any questions? I see the chat blinking away.
Yep, Jin, there's one question from Tommy. He said that the Aussie finance minister is stepping down. How will it affect the market?
Sorry, the Aussie finance, what?
Aussie finance minister.
Okay.
Stepping down end of the year. You just saw it on Straits Times.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't read Straits Times. I don't think it will affect the market that much, and also because we were more concerned with the Reserve Bank chief, and they have actually just changed. That change has not really impacted the Aussie dollar as much, not directly impacted the Aussie dollar as much. So I don't expect the change in finance minister to do too much as well. And also, it being at the end of the year, we still have quite a bit of time leading up to that. So I wouldn't stress about it. I wouldn't stress about it too much. All the trades we're looking at from this point is usually within the week. So nothing too drastic yet.
Okay, and Derek is asking, do you consider 0.697 to be a resistance?
697. It is a resistance, 697. So about there, it is a bit of a resistance. But because we are so close to it, at this H4 candle, if it does close positive, we are likely to see it really try to, or almost breaking that level already. So I'm quite happy to be trading past that point. It's a bit too weak. I would say it's a bit too weak as a resistance level. I would be more keen on 7050. All right. Awesome, Derek. Good stuff. So what was I doing? Okay, now I'm jumping into New Zealand US dollar. So New Zealand US dollar, the last time I spoke about it, I said that it was at that support level of 6426. Possibly, it could go up, it could go down, possibly looking to go higher. If you had jumped into that trade last week, at that point, you'd be risking, 70, 80 pips. Right now, you would be the 80 pip profit already. We were targeting 180. It might still get there, but it'll probably take a little bit longer. But you would be in the money. I hope some of you actually jumped into that trade after we spoke about it on Monday last week. All right. But looking at it on the H4 time frame, I did that. As you can see a little brown line there. I think that was for the news on non-farm, where I said that the possible upward move was going to be quite good. So hope you made some money on non-farm there as well. For New Zealand US dollar, although there were not much news coming through for New Zealand US dollar or the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, the likely move in the Aussie dollar could push the New Zealand dollar higher as well, because they're a little bit more correlated. So as Aussie dollar goes up, we could see New Zealand dollar go up as well. So in line with what Derek just asked, that very close resistance level is at about 6560, at the highest point of 6580 even. That's the highest point. So if it does close above and move up, we see an upward move, a strong upward move, and it close higher. You could be looking at a 50 pip stop loss for a possible 80 pip take profit upwards for the New Zealand US dollar. So I do think that we could see it move up and test that resistance level of 0.6677. So it could go up, test that level. But for New Zealand US dollar, I wouldn't be as two-sided compared to the Aussie US dollar. I think that if it goes to 6677, we are more likely to see it turn back down rather than break that resistance to go higher. Okay, but that's still pending it moving to that resistance level. Once it gets there, then we'll make that decision. But my bias would be, more likely it's going to go to 6677 and then turn back down. Okay, so trade it up to that level and then make that decision there. All right, so today we just went through the Aussie US, the New Zealand US, identified some upward moves, but remember to closely manage your trades. Not much news happening, but we could see that slow step-by-step trend upwards. I think that this week will actually be quite an interesting week to trade because it's going to be looks like it's going to be quite a nice trending situation upwards or downwards, depending on the currency pairs. All right. Most importantly, remember, Trader Club members, remember to jump onto the call tonight at 9 p.m. Again, I will tell you straightforward, I haven't decided what I'll be talking about yet, but the last week when I said I haven't decided what we'll be talking about, we identified 110 pips in profit. So this week, I still don't know what I'm talking about, but we'll try and make it profitable as well. Just saw Tommy's question, New Zealand US dollar, is it because US weak or New Zealand strong? The upward move in the New Zealand dollar is probably going to be more because Aussie dollar going up and that correlation between Aussie and Kiwi to push it a bit higher. So neither because of New Zealand strong or US weak, but we can see that in the overall spectrum, the US dollar has been a little bit weaker. That is why we've seen most currencies gaining against the US dollar. Okay. Well, on that note, take it back, Jimmy.
Okay, thank you so much, Jin. Yeah, I've just launched a poll to help us fill up this poll so that we know how did we do. Yeah, and just a quick note that yeah, I'll post a link on the chat for the YouTube channel and Telegram channel. So if you guys want to catch the daily recordings or get our signals, do join those channels. And yeah, with that, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you so much for your time. And wow, everybody is perfect.
Now that you said that.
Oh, I jinxed it.
And there's only half of you, only almost half of you who have voted. So everyone click vote.
Yeah, to join us for tomorrow's session on the Euro. Not Euro. Is it Euro?
Yeah.
Yeah, Euro. Yeah. Session.
Well, join us tonight first, and then tomorrow, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all that sessions after.
Yep.
Alrighty, take care, trade safe, trade well. We'll see you tonight and tomorrow. Bye.